Hello, good evening. This is the introduction video of the Monster Hunter Dice print and play board game. Well, probably it's not really that print and play, but uh, I, I'm pretty, but I'm pretty sure it is really a quick game that you can play and enjoy it. Uh, so let's don't say too much and let's just quick start it. So first of all, this game is directly related to Monster Hunter game, which is you will play a hunter and then you will face giant beast, and in the game you have around like four phases to deal with, and the first starting phases, the second is the hunter phases, the third one is monster phases, and the final one is ending phases. So basically, every round monster will try to attack you and you need to avoid its attack and striking him back. So that's basically the simple rule. So now let's check it out how the game actually works. So let's start to introduce the component first. So this is the combat board. So sadly I don't really have time to make the art of combat map, but basically it is just a hexagon, and the monster will stand in the middle of it, and you will stand around the monster, which is you will stand in the hexagon, and then uh, the monster will rotate to face you. Due to the poor situation of board game geek, so you're just considering like there is a model here, and then this model is facing you, and and the monster attack will determines where the monster will determine where he will attack based on how, like which direction he face. For example, if he trying to attack the front, then only this region will get hurt. If he facing like five direction, that only five will get hit. So it is really important to move around the monster to just change your position, and then that's the way one of the way to avoid the damage. And then let's check the board. So first of all, this is a monster board. There are four components that you need to be aware. The first of all, this one is the status board, which introduce the monster status. The second one is the weakness board. It illustrates the weakness of the monster. If you successfully achieve it, mainly it will give you a huge advantage. The third one is the monster status card. Uh, Generally, it is a passive for the monster, and it will illustrate how the monster status will change and how the effect change. And the fourth one is the monster rage board. Oh wait, give me a second. I would need to change it to the newest board. Okay, so yeah, it is almost the same, and and this is the rage track. So what is rage track? So during the game, when the time pass, like every round, our monster will try to become stronger and stronger. So when the game reach to certain round, the monster will increase its attacks times to try to hit you. And there are monsters action cards that we will discuss later. And this is the player board. So there are three elements that you need to focus on the player board. So the first is definitely the player status card, and the second one is the player basic skills, and the fourth one is this, which we call distance track. Distance track And the longsword, uh, the this time we will play the longsword hunter, which have really unique skill tools for him to prevent damage rather than just avoiding. And and the basic skills is the skills that you can perform with dice. During the game, you will rolling dice, and you will utilize your dice to using basic skills or running your deck. And you will basically, this is a car management and dice management game. So basically, your dice will drive your car and your deck to play. And so what is this distance track? So basically every turn, when you roll the dice and you roll this face, the dice will be instantly locked in the distance track, which means you are one step closer to the monster. So what it will exactly mean? So most of the attacks have like distance restriction. So if you get close to monster, like there will be more attacks that for you to receive. But meanwhile, getting close to monster will also open your own ability. So there are a lot of your ability cards have a distance restriction. So as long you have to reach to that certain distance to deal the damage. Also, in the Hunter's card, well, it's really vague because of the import issue. But basically, you can see there was a 3 down there. I'm not sure if the video can see clearly, but there was a 3 down there explaining that all the basic skill of longsword you need to reach distance 3, which is like this. Like there's no numbers that higher. I mean, the numbers that showing on the distance track is equal or less than the numbers it's showing. So okay, let's try to introduce about the actual card here. So let's discuss about the monster status card. So in this game, there are two types of health. The first is general health, which is your target that you need to reduce general health to 0 to win. The second is body parts health. So in the game, there is a weakness spot of monster. So it illustrates here. So basically, the front side, the arrow illustrate which direction that the monster facing. So basically, this is the head of the monster, which means when you're standing here, you will dealing damage to the monster head, and when you stand on 2 and 3 sectors, you will dealing damage to the claw parts, and the 6th part is the tails. And when you attack different body parts, the damage that the monster receive will be slightly different. So you can see like there's only 6 health of head, and there are 8 health of claw, and there are more, the most 11 health of tail, which means that you have to do how much damage to break this body parts. And when you break the body part once, you will put a tokens to the general health, which means that you reduce general health once. And so you have to break 12 times body parts to do to kill the monster. So for what I mean is, if you can attack the hex all the time, that you will need that's the least health that you need, that's the least damage that you need to do to the monster to win. So if you're looking for like quicker killing, then you need to aim the head. And then there are 3 numbers, 3, 6, 9, and color in different color, and that's representing the rage of the monster. So which means that in round 3, round 6, and round 9, this round, a monster will become stronger and stronger. He will draw one more action card, and then attack you one more time. And Next, let's check the monster action card actually. So the monster action card have a lot of information that we need to discuss. So first of all, the numbers above is the distance restriction and the speed value. So what is so the distance restriction is just as what I said. So first of all, if your hunter is not really reach that certain distance, like if it is if there is nothing on the distance track, then you can basically just ignore this card. This card's effect would not be triggered. Yes, it would not be triggered, so you can just ignore it. That's what distance about. So which means that if you control your distance, you are pretty much safe. But keeping you out of that attack distance, mostly representing that you are making yourself out of attack range, which is your self attack range. And so and in the middle of it is the effect of the monster action cards actually, and the numbers down below illustrate the attack value. So in the game, the higher attack value means this card will last on the board longer, which means that like the monster will try to hit you with this card more, and the lowest one, the lower attack levels card will be replaced each round. And the downside part, so this icon is what I call like the reaction icon, and it is a specific effect that for hunter to trigger. So if hunters hands the cards that own this reaction symbol, then you can trigger this effect when the card trigger. So mostly this effect is good for hunter to trigger, like it will help you to dodge the damage or something. And for this card, if you own this boots symbol, that you can move one step before the effects actually trigger. So basically this is the monster action card, and then let's check the player's action card. So for the player's action card, okay, well, not this one, let's find the appropriate one. Yes, this one. So first of all, you can see there is the distance restriction. You need to get close to the certain restriction, which means like the number that's showing on the distance track should less or equal, should equal and less than the distance restriction of your action card. So basically you need this to trigger this Spur Helm Breaker. And then in the middle of it is the effect that the card is, and the down you can see there was symbol, that's the reaction symbol that I just discussed. And if you hand this type, if the cards in your hand have the same symbol of the action of the monster action cost trigger, then you can trigger the action cost reaction effect. Basically it's like that. So okay, now we knew everything, so we can start it now. So for the setup, first of all, let's just clear the dice a bit, and then we need to draw 2 monster cards. Let's press it a bit. Okay, so first of all, you need to follow the attack speed value to just line the monster action card. So luckily we don't really, so there were 4, 3, 2, 1 the amount of number, but we have 2 3s now, so we don't need to worry about that. And then just put them together, and then we can draw we can draw 1 cards. That's for our start of the game. Now, okay, now we can start the game now. So in our first phase is the starting phase. So we roll the dice, and then we see like what kind of icons that we have, and decide what to do. So we have two drawing card icon. So and we got a distance icon. So we need to lock this dice instantly, that representing the distance between us and the monster becoming 3. And we have two basic skills icon and two drawing cards icon and one control icon. So this control icon means that you can reroll other dice, available dice, or you can just change its face. And considering like okay, so now we can attack, so we don't really need to get close. And let's see what we can do. So we just what kind of card do we have now? So we have evasion. Okay, so evasion is a card that have all the reaction types. So basically it means that if you have the evasion, you can trigger all the reaction effects when the action card triggers. So basically you're representing that you are safe at this round. And so if we are safe, then why don't we just keep attack? So first of all, longsword is a weapon that you can draw cards pretty quickly, but in the meantime you will discard your cards pretty quickly too. You need to quickly run your deck and then dealing damage and earn the token, which we call spirit token, and that's what I will show later. So first of all, let's just spend these 2 dice and let's draw 2 cards. So what we have, manipulate, thrust. So thrust is the core of this card, of this deck, of this weapon. So basically if you play the thrust, then every attack after the thrust will help you draw 1 card. So let's don't wait about it, just playing the thrust. So when you start your action, you just place the card in front of you, and this will link to as a chain to become a combo this round. So let's play the thrust, and then let's change this dice to a circle. A circle is the unique one, basic skill called overhead slash. So now let's dealing a damage first. So we play overhead slash, and then we're dealing 1 damage because we are standing in front of him. So let's just move a token. So how about just slightly change the size to the smallest one, and then let's put it here. So we do 1 damage to the, okay, so this one could be delete. So we successfully dealing 1 damage to the head part. So we need to do 5 more to reduce 1 general health. So now we're dealing 1 damage, and because of the overhead slash effect, that we can draw 1 card, and then we need to discard 1. So we draw a move, and we don't really need to change our face of dice here. Probably we need to. Well, we won't move here. So for all the discard card, you just put them on the discard deck position. And then because of the thrust effect, that we can draw 1 card, and we get a ready stance. So ready stance is the effect that you can put any amounts of discard dice to distance gauge as you want, and then you can draw the same amounts of cards. So that's actually not bad for us because we already getting chance of attack. So how about we just use it? So we use the ready stance, and we just fill 3 dice to the distance track. That representing that we are getting close to the dangerous, but we are also winning chance of dealing damage. And then we can draw 3 cards. Okay. Now we have a lot of things, and see what we can do right now. Oh, this weapon is really full of depth, so it was kind of hard to manipulate. So now let's do a Spirit Slash. A Spirit Slash is one of the core ability of this weapon. So you were dealing damage, dealing 2 plus amount of Spirit tokens. I don't really have now, but we will have pretty quickly. And after dealing damage, you can discard 3 cards in your hand and draw 3 cards. And meanwhile, you will get a 1 Spirit token. So now let's just discard 3 cards and dealing 2 damage. So first of all, let's just do 2 damage to the head. So 1 and 2. 2 damage to the head, and then we can just discard 1 card. And let's discard. Let me see. Discard 2 cards and discard. That's the evasion. We need to keep the evasion, so let's discard 3 cards, and then we can draw 3 cards. So when you run out of the deck, you just shuffle it and then draw. Now we get a Spirit token. We just put a black chest here to representing that we have 1 Spirit token, and then we can still doing something because we are just so close to the monster. We just can't keeping our attack. And well, we are not really standing in the dangerous direction because only 1 and 2 will trigger the attack, and we have the evasion. So I will go with earning another Spirit token so that we can dealing damage later. So we just play a dangerous avoid that this will helps you stop the effects of 1 card this round. So we just pick like this card so that the monster would not be attacked because this card do not really do meaningful attack this turn. And then let's do Step Slash probably. So I suppose that's probably the end of for our turn because we still have 1 dice. We probably don't really need to be urgent. So let's play Overhead Slash now. We do another 1 damage, and then we can draw a card and discard a card. So let's discard the move, and then because of the effect of thrust, I can still keep drawing. Okay, now we got the Spirit Helmbreaker, and we just ending that right now because we've got Spirit Helmbreaker and we need to keep cards in our hands, but wait, and because we won't receive any damage this turn, so let's just keeping all our attack cards in our hand. And you at the end of your round of your phase, you need to discard cards and keep the numbers of cards in your hand that around under the numbers of the weapons limitation. Of longsword, it is 2. So we keep 2 cards in hand, and now it's the monster turn. So for the monster, he will roll 2 dice. So each one, so the first one is the action dice. So this is the rotate token that monster will try to rotate, that he will try to face you, but because we are already facing each other, so so the monster would not trigger this dice right now. The second one is the attack token. So if there is any action card that match the dice, then the action card will be triggered. But right now the start effect will trigger. So the lightning combo starting effect is representing that when the monster phase starts, it would do damage to this 2 area, so which representing 2 and 3 area will be receive attack, but we are not here, so we are totally safe. We don't really need to react it or not or something. And then this card was disabled, so we won't receive any damage this turn. and after this, the monster will just, the card will be put here, and then okay, I need to check some details. Well, because the rule was pretty new, and then there are a lot of details that I need to pay attention. So I really need to check the information of the, and probably I will make a hint card for the players. So basically, when there is an ending phase, you collect all of your used dice and then move all the cards, and then you draw one card for the monster. Okay, so we just putting all this card to the discard deck first. We just collect our dice, and then let's move the ray tracker once, and let's draw a card. See the value. So this card's value is lower than this two, so it will not be triggered. Oh wait, oh, there's some sort of little buggy here. Well, well, in this game, well, you really need to design the number, so I just instantly found the bug during this playtest. So basically, in this game, the card's replacement is really depending on the attack level, and 4 is already a pretty huge one, and there is a really attack number of 4 card, and I suppose if my memory is not wrong, that I only have 2. So probably this card, oh, we still have it, so okay, that's still okay. So basically, when I design a monsters deck, like, I have to keep the, I mean the biggest amounts of the biggest numbers of attack value needs to keep about 3, otherwise this card will just stay on board and never change. And okay, so if like this, and this card will not replace these 2 cards, so we just put it in the discard area, and we can start our next turn now. So let's just roll the dice. Well, 2 triangle, which is not really the, oh, we forget to trigger our effect. So we keep a card to call EI. So if we are in the distance, and this card is in our hand at the end of the round, we have to discard it and dealing 1 damage, and then we can get 1 spirit token. Well, sorry about that, but there was, well, probably a lot of details that needs to be followed, and we dealing 5 damage right now. So let's just increase the size of this to, oh, not this one. Let's increase this size of this to represent 5, so that it will be much easier to remember, and then we'll get 1 extra spirit token. Okay, so now we got 2 triangle, and let's see what we can do right now, because like, but 2 triangle is also pretty amounts of attack probably. Okay, so we just dealing 2 triangle as damage. This will dealing like 2 plus 2, so it's 4, so it's 8 damage. So the first 4 damage, it will break the body parts, so you just remove this, but the number will not exceed, so you just put 1 tokens to here to representing the monster general health, reduce 1, and then I do extra 4 health damage. So let's put another 4 here. So everything looks fine, and then we can keep going to see what the monster will do. So let's roll the dice. Boom. So this is the icons of aim. So he will aim for us, but luckily nothing happened. And then we got a 1, so that representing, okay, so right now the monster will attack. So let's start the effect now. First of all, start effect, nothing happened, and then is this lightning pond effect. So when the, so now we have to discuss about the monster passive. So we can see the thunder power here. So every time this monster performs an action card with lightning as name, put 1 thunder token on this card, and if he got 10 thunder token, that he would change his form to a powerful form. So now he trigger a thunder palm. He would dealing 3 damage to the 3 direction. And can we ignore it? Oh no, we cannot. So we have to receive 3 damage, and we just put 3 tokens. Okay, let's. Well, so basically, I would suggest that the players finding more suitable tokens in this region. So now we're putting 3. We are received 3 damage, so we put 3 wounds in our board. And meanwhile, the lightning combos will trigger its effects too, because there is a big eye icon which representing like when there's another card trigger, it will trigger also. So now he was dealing an extra 3 damage. So okay, so we almost dead right now. Let's put a 5 here and then remove this. Now we still have 4 life left. Still okay, probably. And then because already 2 lightning cards trigger, so we can put 2 lightning thunder tokens here. And then let's draw 1 monster action card and see what we have. So it's a quick buy, so it's another 4. Then the another one will be discard. So let's put it here. So basically, after this, it is the end of the round again, and we will keep the games following. So next round, there will be 1 more action card, drawing out, and then on round 9, there will be like around like 5 cards showing. The attack will be way more harder to deal with. So basically, this is the introduction. Thanks for watching. It's a pretty long video, and have a good day.